This video is on the objective use the law of sines to solve ASA or AAS triangles. Now ASA stands for angle, side, angle. So those are triangles where you know two angles and the side they share, the side between them. And the AAS triangles are, angle, angle, side. So that's where you know two consecutive angles and then a side after them, right? One of the sides that's not between them. Right. Okay. So yeah, if you want to see more about the topic, click on More Instruction. Look at their videos, their notes, their examples, and hopefully those help you. Okay, so here we have in triangle PQR, the sine of angle P is 2/5. The sine of angle R is 1/2. And P, little p, side length little p, which will be opposite angle P, is 8. Find the side length R. Alright, so I'm going to draw this out. Alright, I'll draw this out here. We don't need the calculator just yet. Alright, so we're saying it's a triangle. Alright, so here, just a picture of a generic triangle. Now, it's not necessarily a right triangle anymore, right? Now we're going to get beyond just looking at right triangles, right? These could be any triangle. And if it's a non-right triangle, that's sometimes referred to as an oblique triangle. Now they told us it was triangle PQR. Right, like that, triangle PQR. So the angles are labeled typically with capital letters or Greek letters. And then the side lengths opposite are given like are labeled with the lowercase version. So if this is angle P here, this side is lowercase p. And if this is angle R, then the opposite side has a length, lowercase r. And if this is angle Q, then this opposite side length has a length, lowercase q. And they gave us a bunch of information. They told us that the length of side P was 8. And they told us also that the sine, now I know it's not a right triangle, but you remember before, you can take the sine of any angle. Right? We've seen graphs of the sine function, the domain is all real numbers, so it doesn't matter that it's not a right triangle. The only thing that, the only difference is you're not going to be able to do opposite over hypotenuse here, right? There is no opposite side, there's no hypotenuse. I mean, there's opposite sides, but there's no hypotenuse. It's not a right triangle. But every angle still has a sine. Right? They're telling us the sine of angle P is 2/5. And they're also giving us this information, the sine of, whatever angle R measures is 1/2. Again, I'll write this out. Right? A non-right triangle is called an oblique triangle. Right. And what we're asked to find here is side R, using the law of sines. Right, so I'll write out what the law of sines states. Alright, in a triangle, the sine of an angle, so say the sine of angle P, divided by the length of its opposite side, right? So the side opposite angle P is little p. Right? This ratio will be the same for every angle and their opposite side. So the ratio of the sines of angles to their opposite sides will always be the same. So the sine of angle P divided by little p will be equal to the sine of angle Q, divided by the side opposite angle Q, little q. And these two will also be equal to the sine of angle R divided by the side little r. Right? Now we're just going to pick two of these, right? You don't need all three. Now we were only given information about angle P and angle R. Right, but it's the sine of angles divided by the lengths of their opposite sides. That measure, that value will always be the same, no matter what angle and side length you're looking at in the triangle. And this is true, right? This law of sines, this holds for any triangle, not just a right triangle, all right? But this is for any triangle, all right? Okay, so again, we're going to work with this part of the law of sines. Then the sine of angle P divided by the length of little p will be equal to the sine of angle R, right? Something else that we were given, divided by the length of little r. Now, like I said, I set up this equation here so that we know three of these things, right? We know the sine of R, we know the sine of P, we know little p. And we only have one missing. So the sine of angle P, right? The sine of angle P was 2/5, we were told. Divided by, and then length little p was 8. All right, that was given to us. The length of little p, the side little p was 8. And this will be equal to, the sine of R, where we're told was 1/2, divided by, little r. All right, now if you don't like all these fractions, you can fix this, right? If I don't like the fractions, I can multiply the top and bottom of this fraction by 2 and multiply the top and bottom of this fraction by 5, right, to make it a little less complex looking. So you see the 5's cancel up here. I'd have 2 over, and then 5 times 8 is 40 equals, and then here 2's cancel in the numerator here. You got 1 over 2r. But we're going to solve this for r. Now 2 divided by 40 is 1/20th, right? I'll reduce that to 1/20th equals 1 over 2r. And then what I'm going to do here is, just so I get r in the numerator. Now you can do cross products if you want, or flip both sides, right? Take the reciprocal. If I take the reciprocal of both sides, we'd have 20 on the left would be equal to 2r on the right, dividing by 2. So the length of little r would have to be 10 units. All right, little r back in my triangle up here would have to be 10 units long in order for this law of sines to still hold, right? And that's the sine of p divided by little p should be equal to the sine of r divided by little r. All right. So working through all that, we get r equals 10. All right, and that's one of these choices, right? It's a multiple choice one. That's nice. And they're going to take you through the same calculations I just took you through. They start off by flipping them over right away. This is the law of sines, but where all of them are flipped. All right, same thing. And then solving for r gives me 10. All right, great. So again, hopefully watching me do this, I'm going to do another one on this too. We're going to see the law of sines a bunch in this assignment throughout these objectives. Looking at the more instruction when you need to, reading the answer explanations when they come up. Hoping all this stuff helps you when you're going about doing this on your own. And thanks for watching.